What is going on, friends? Welcome to Clever Trev Gaming, and I'm Trev. And today this video is going to be something rather different, rather outside the box, and it's essentially a flat earth diagram model that I made in Dreams on PlayStation 4. And just to be clear, I do not believe that the earth is flat. The earth is a sphere, it's round, it rotates around the sun, just like Mercury rotates around the sun, and Neptune, Saturn. I do not believe the earth is flat. However, I thought it was kind of a fun subject to explore. But yeah, there's so much evidence and so many facts surrounding the theory of the earth being a sphere. But I was kind of inspired to do this because I was listening to a podcast recently by a guy named Dan Cummings. He's a comedian, and he's got a podcast called Time Suck. Awesome podcast. And the podcast episode was called Flat Earth Fuckery. And it's a really funny episode, so check that out. And before I get any further, I'm curious of what all you guys think about the whole flat earth theory. And first of all, keep it civil. I don't want anybody insulting anybody else. I do believe that, everybody has the right to their own opinion. And, just like freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom of religion, we should all have our own right to our own opinion. So be nice to one another and respect each other's opinions as far out as they might be. So yeah, throw your comments down there. Let me know what you think. And as far as the flat earth theory goes, in my opinion, like I said, I don't believe it. I think it's pretty obvious that it's not reality. But it's kind of fun to mess around with. And I do think it's important to always question authority, to question the government. We've found out that in the past we've been lied to, so it is important to question, any type of authoritative figure and question things that are presented to you, because that's the best way to find out the truth. And yeah, I don't believe that, there's a big conspiracy going on and that we are being oppressed and that, every picture that you've seen of a globe from outer space is just Hollywood type special effects and it's all just, Photoshop and things like that. I think it's kind of silly to believe in that, but again, you have the right to your own opinion. And so getting into what flat earthers believe, there's a lot of different beliefs that flat earthers believe, a lot of different type of theories, how the flat earth works, how the sun rotates or doesn't rotate, whether or not there's a big ice wall around the earth, which is Antarctica. Usually they believe essentially that Antarctica is a big ice wall around our earth. So I'm not the best at explaining it, so I did find a pretty decent article that it kind of explains it better. And this article, I'll put the link in the description, and it's an article from a website called livescience.com. And I'm just going to read a chunk of it here. So the title of the article is called Are Flat Earthers Being Serious? And it's by Natalie Wolchover, May 30th, 2017. And just an editor's note, an original version of this article written by Natalie appeared on Live Science in October of 2012. This is just an updated version of it, republished May of 2017. So here we go. This is what the article says. Members of the Flat Earth Society claim to believe the Earth is flat. Walking around on the planet's surface, it looks and feels flat, so they deem all evidence to the contrary, such as satellite photos of Earth as a sphere, to be fabrications of a round Earth conspiracy, orchestrated by NASA and other government agencies. The belief that the Earth is flat has been described as the ultimate conspiracy theory. According to the Flat Earth Society's leadership, its ranks have grown by 200 people, mostly Americans and Britons, per year since 2009. Judging by the exhaustive effort flat earthers have invested in fleshing out the theory on their website, as well as the staunch defenses of their views they offer in media interviews and Twitter, it would seem that these people genuinely believe the Earth is flat. But in the 21st century, can they be serious? And if so, how is this psychologically possible? Now, through a flat earther's eyes. First, a brief tour of the worldview of a flat earther. While writing off buckets of concrete evidence that the earth is spherical, they readily accept a laundry list of propositions that some would call ludicrous. The leading flat earther theory holds that the earth is a disk, with the Arctic Circle in the center and Antarctica a 150-foot tall wall of ice around the rim. NASA employees, they say, guard this ice wall to prevent people from climbing over and falling off the disk. In keeping with their skepticism of NASA, known flat earther conspiracy theorist Nathan Thompson recently approached a man he said was a NASA employee in a Starbucks in mid-May 2017. In a YouTube video of the exchange, Thompson, a founder of the official Flat Earth and Globe discussion page, shouted that he had proof the Earth is flat, apparently saying an astronaut drowning was that proof and that NASA is lying. Earth's day and night cycle is explained by positioning that the sun and moon are spheres measuring 32 miles, 51 kilometers, that move in circles 3,000 miles above the plane of the Earth. Stars, they say, move in a plane of 3,100 miles up. Like spotlights, these celestial spheres illuminate different portions of the planet in a 24-hour cycle. Flat earthers believe there must also be an invisible anti-moon that obscures the moon during lunar eclipses. Furthermore, Earth's gravity is an illusion, they say. Objects do not accelerate downward. Instead, the disk of Earth accelerates upward at 32 feet per second squared, 9.8 meters per second squared, driven up by a mysterious force called dark energy. Currently, there is disagreement among flat earthers about whether or not Einstein's theory of relativity permits Earth to accelerate upward indefinitely without the planet eventually surpassing the speed of light. Einstein's laws apparently still hold in this alternative version of reality. As for what lies underneath the disk of Earth, it is unknown. But most flat earthers believe it's composed of rocks. Okay. Then, there's the conspiracy theory. Flat earthers believe photos of the globe are Photoshop. GPS devices are rigged to make airplane pilots think they are flying in straight lines around a sphere when they're actually flying in circles above a disk. The motive for world governments' concealments of the true shape of the Earth has not been ascertained, but flat earthers believe it is probably financial. Quote, in a nutshell, it would logically cost much less to fake a space program than to actually have one, so those in the conspiracy profit from the funding NASA and other space agencies receive from the government, end quote. The Flat Earther website Frequently Asked Question page explains. So who believes the Earth is flat? Well, flat Earth believers are not relegated to the hidden corners of the universe. Plenty of celebrities have been quite vocal of their beliefs. For instance, January 25th, 2016, rapper-singer Bobby Rain Simmons, known as B.O.B., released a track called Flatline, in which he disses astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson after the two had a Twitter battle over the sphericalness of the planet. B.O.B. is convinced the Earth is flat. A day earlier, the rapper tweeted, "No matter how high in elevation you are, the horizon is always eye level. Sorry, cadets, I don't want to believe it either." And then there's Shaq in a podcast in 2017. He proclaimed our home planet is flat, saying that it's just flat to me, but later he said he was just kidding. I kind of summed that up a little quicker. Some believers have gotten creative in their quest to prove a flat planet. Conspiracy theorist D. Marble posted on YouTube May 1st, 2017, that he brought a spirit level aboard a flight from Charlotte, North Carolina to Seattle, Washington, to see whether the plane's nose would dip to compensate for curvature of the Earth. He said, "I recorded a 23-minute and 45-second time lapse, which by those measurements means the plane traveled a little over 203 miles. According to spherical trigonometry given to explain the heliocentric model, this should have resulted in the compensation of 5 miles of curvature. As you see, there was no measurable compensation for curvature." End quote. The air bubble in his level remains centers, which he said proves the Earth is flat. Now, this article does go on explaining the zetetic method, but I'm not going to get into that. It also kind of gets into their conspiracy theories, different quotes, things like 9/11. So that's the article there. And again, that was the Flat Earth Theory on livescience.com by Natalie Wolchover. So I felt that would sum it up better than kind of how I would sum it up, just trying to freestyle it. Because that kind of does sum up a lot of what flat earthers believe. And again, there's plenty of different beliefs. Some flat earthers believe it's flat, some believe it's slightly curved, some believe we're kind of in a giant dome. So it's they don't even all agree on the same thing. So in conclusion, the reason I kind of did this whole flat earth model and made this video, mostly just for fun. I think it's kind of fun to explore different ideas and different beliefs. Sometimes they're very far out, but whatever. Certain things are just far out and hard to believe. But again, I don't believe the Earth is flat. The Earth is a sphere, and again, it rotates around the sun. It's not like this diagram that I made here in Dreams, where the sun and the moon are just kind of hovering over the Earth, and above the moon and the sun, or the moon and the sun is just the stars. And I'll be honest, the more I got into making this model, it's kind of cringy and it doesn't really make any sense. But whatever, I started it. I figured I'd finish it. So again, please comment in my comments down there what you guys think, and be respectful about it. But I'm curious of what you think, what the odds are that you think the Earth could be flat. Why you believe this or that. And I'd love to open a civil discussion with everybody. And if you guys got any questions or anything like that, you can throw those in the comments as well. I try to answer them as well as I can. But that's about it, friends. Hope you enjoyed the flat Earth model made in Dreams on PS4. My name is Clever Trev. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Take care, friends.
Welcome to Clever Trev Gaming.